Welcome viewers to something slightly different. So you might notice this is not our Long War II campaign. This is not Humanity's Embers. This is a little gem that I quite enjoyed in the past called Darkest Dungeon. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to start some series, or start a series at least, on other games. Slightly more casual, slightly more experimental. It's just something different. Let's start off with Darkest Dungeon. It's a really awesome game. It's not actually new, so I'm sure a lot of you have either heard of it or played it yourself. It's kind of like a roguelike with progression. It's got tactics, it's got death, it's got characters leveling up, they can gain traits, both positive and negative, which is pretty fascinating. It's pretty good. I think everything will show itself as we play through the game. So what I'm going to do is start a new campaign and play through the first expedition, which is really short. Essentially it's a tutorial. But I'll give you guys a taste, and I'll be looking for volunteers at the end for people who want to join essentially my campaign here. So let's go and create a new campaign. You can see I've been very creative with my past campaign names. Yeah, sure, I don't have any of the fancy DLCs. I've only got the Musketeer, which I think is actually free. But I don't really plan on buying the other DLCs right now, but who knows, we might do later on. I'm not going to choose Stygian here, which is the hardest difficulty, because this is a bit more of a casual campaign. Let's just have fun. And let's call it Brutal's... yeah, Brutal's Band. Yeah, I think that makes sense. And let's go ahead and start it.
You will arrive along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it? That was a narrator, or at least a taste of the narrator. So we'll be fighting monsters, cultists, a very wide range of kind of insane enemies, and we will get several party members, 4 at a time. Let's introduce ourselves for first two. So right now we have Reynold, the Crusader. Crusaders are kind of like a melee class. He's got a big sword, he's got armor, he's slightly tanky. And we have Dismas, the Highwayman, who is kind of like a rogue. He's got a pistol, he's got a knife, and he's got skills to make use of them. Every class is very unique. They're good and bad at various different aspects of combat. And we got items here. This is for loot, this is for things you can use, like food here for example. I think let's just play the game. I'll show you how things go. So you can see here we can move back and forth, but it doesn't matter because we're in a room right now. We've got a light meter here, which matters, sort of. It actually matters a lot. But anyway, let's go over to this room here.
Brigands have run up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The hamlet is just ahead.
So you can see here, that was the room we were just in, and this is a corridor leading to this room here. And that's essentially how the map is laid out. It's got rooms and corridors. And as you go along the corridor, you might encounter enemies.
In brutal fashion, that all may hear of your arrival.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to dispatch him in brutal fashion. Let's start with cutting him open. And you can see here we've got skills. Each skill can be used from certain positions. The position of your party members matters a lot, and they can only target certain positions on this side as well.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
And we get loot, which is pretty cool. We got random encounters like this, which we can loot and get good stuff out of, like gold
unchecked.
And
there is much
items.
to be found in forgotten places.
And now we're in a room with enemies.
Send these vermin a message. The rightful owner has returned, and their kind is no longer welcome.
Let's go ahead and bleed this guy. I'll go through these abilities in much more detail later on. Right now, the very first expedition is really simple. This is the final fight, so we're gonna win it. You pretty much can't lose this. At least it would be very impressive if you somehow lost it. I actually wonder what happens if you do lose it. I wonder. That's actually quite an interesting thing to find out.
Their cursed champion falls.
Okay, so you can see here, this guy, when he died, he left a corpse behind. Which is slightly annoying, because it means, for example, Reynolds here can only target, all his abilities can only target the first 2 tiles because he's a very melee focused character. Whereas this mask, for example, I can melee the corpse, or I can say do a pistol shot against him over here. And I can see here, things aren't guaranteed to hit. The hero chance to hit is 78%, I have chance of critting, and I can do 5 to 9 damage. Most enemies aren't too hard to hit, but you can see here, for example, he just missed, which is good for us. Now Reyno, as I said, literally can't attack him because the corpse is in the way, and this corpse here, he takes up 2 positions because when he was alive, he took up 2 positions. But we can destroy the corpse, and now all the enemies get shuffled forwards. Nice and simple.
Formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Lots of loot. Now don't return to Hamlet quite yet. Let's go open his chest. Oh. Oh, okay, sure. Whatever. The chest was trapped. Some quest rewards. Quest? Maybe let's call it quests. Expedition? Quest? I don't know. Anyway, we got some loot. Some gold. Yay. And we haven't leveled up, but every time you go on a mission, you gain some traits. Let's find out. Reynold has got a fear of beasts, plus 15% stress. I haven't talked about stress yet. I think I'll show off exactly what stress means probably next episode, assuming you guys enjoyed this pilot episode. But anyway, plus 15% stress against beasts and minus 10% accuracy, so that's not great. But he does have a positive, plus 5% accuracy. That's nice. And this mask is great. Sickly. Awesome. Oh boy. I see a lot of positive things coming from our people already.
Home, such as it is. This squalid hamlet, these corrupted lands, they are yours now. And you are bound to them.
Home sweet home. It's a dump. Let's be honest. So let's go to a stagecoach. We can get new heroes here.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Yep, heroes. So we have a Plague Doctor here and a Vesto. Basically, Plague Doctors, they do a bunch of debuffs, including poison, and Vestos are essentially priests. They're healers. So let's grab both of them.
A sister of battle, pious and unrelenting.
Like I said, these 4 people, the names aren't going to stand, so they're not going to be called Reynold, Desmas, Barricaville, and Chauncey. They will be whoever volunteers, and we'll see how it goes. Could be fun. I've got a graveyard here, which is always fun.
Most will end up here, covered in the poisoned earth, awaiting merciful oblivion.
Well, let's hope most of them don't actually end up here, because that would be nasty. I mean, death is not the worst thing that can happen, but it's also not great, obviously. We go buy things from a nomad wagon,
Trinkets and charms,
which, yeah,
from all the forgotten corners of the earth.
not happening. Way too expensive. We got a blacksmith here we can use to upgrade our troops. We got a guild here we can use to upgrade our skills. We got survivalists here which we can upgrade their camping skills, which will make some sense later on, or won't make any sense until then. And we can also go and view previous cutscenes.
You will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Indeed, narrator. Anyway, that is Darkest Dungeon. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you guys think. Again, I'm looking for volunteers for these people. And with that, I'll see you guys later.